Most people are living their life in reverse. And I'm going to talk about this because it's something that nearly got me. It's something that I nearly fell victim to. What we are programmed to believe is that we should work hard, save up, get a house, get married, have kids, live the happy life, pay your house off, and then enjoy retirement. Life now that is getting shown time and time again is extremely outdated. This is something that my grandparents did. Worked up until 60, enjoyed the golden age, and don't get me wrong, back then it was extremely valid. This was like war times, you know. It was one man for one woman, and you settle down, you have kids, you live the happy life. But now we're in an era where it has never been easier to not only make money online, but to go and travel the world. We are in a digital generation where we can literally travel the world at the click of a phone, right? So why the fuck is everyone still rushing to settle down and have kids and get married? And don't get me wrong, if that makes you happy, I am happy for you. But you look at the statistics, you look at the evidence of people who settled down too early. They got themselves tied up too soon. They had kids that they were not ready for. They wish they hadn't had them. And as horrible as that sounds, a lot of us are the byproduct of that. A lot of us, new generation, are the byproduct of somebody who settled down too early, or a one-night stand that ended up ruining someone's life or ruining someone's potential, right? And this is something that I nearly fell victim to. I nearly ended up in a relationship forever, settled down, and I'm not saying that that relationship was bad. It was by no means was it bad, and it could have lasted longer. I sort of felt like I woke up a little bit and I thought, this isn't right. I feel like I'm walking into prison, right? I feel like I'm willingly handcuffing myself and tying myself into a radiator while life just passes me by, right? All the experiences, all the missed experiences, all the unopened businesses, all the failures, they were just going to pass me by just so I could have it comfortable, just so I could live in comfort, and so I could live, you know, not having to worry because everything's taken care of. But there's an impending doom with that. There is an impending doom with staying safe, playing everything by the book. There is an impending doom with that, because you will sit and you will dream of the life that you could have had if you had not just gone out and done it the proper way. And the proper way, in my opinion, is go and live a fucking life first. And you know what? And you know what you'll probably find? You'll become a completely different person, which is the person who you're meant to become, right? And you do all that first, then you fucking find a good mate, you bang a loads and you have loads of babies, and then you settle down, then you do that and you choose that path. But some people, they choose that path way too soon, right? They get settled down, they work a job that they hate, and now they are stuck in that job that they hate because they've not only got a girlfriend or a wife, they've got 2, 3, 400 babies, if you really are a fucking machine. And then when them kids grow older, yeah, there is happiness in that, and that's not something I can touch up on because I have not had kids. So I'm not saying that it's not a blessing. What I'm saying is, the majority of people who have kids too soon, they all say the same thing. God, I wish I'd have gone out and lived more. So I just take the advice of all the people who've never experienced it and thought, I'm just gonna go and live a fuckload of life now. And then, you know what, I'm probably gonna find myself in the process, which I'm still in pursuit of. I am by no means content with who I am. I have not experienced enough of this game of life yet for me to even be any sort of happy to settle down, right? And I want to touch upon why this is my opinion and why I've got such a strong belief behind this, and this is why I will not divert this belief until I have experienced something different, right? It's because imagine you are 20, 21, even as young as 16. I've got friends who had kids at 16. Again, no shade on you, mate, love you, and they are your life, I know. But what you seem to find is you have kids when you are still a kid. You have children being brought into this life who have parents that are so young, that have so little experience in this life. And the point I'm trying to drive home is, how can you possibly guide your son or your daughter in the right direction when they have a fuck up in their life? and you've not experienced it, how can you help them? You can only support them financially, emotionally. I get that, but what better support than your own son or your own daughter going through the exact thing that you have gone through in your past, and you know exactly what to do. You know exactly how to solve that problem, that financial issue, you know, that breakup, because you've had hundreds of them. But if you're so young and you've experienced so little, how can you give them advice? How can you guide them? And another thing is, this is very, very important, especially for us men, right? And I'm talking to you here, mate. If you've not got no kids and you are lusting for a woman just so you can pump her, settle down, do all that, just think about this one thing, right? I want you to think about this clearly. Why would you want to settle down now when you are not even the man you want to become? And if you don't know what sort of man you want to become, that's even bigger of a problem. That's an even bigger problem, right? How can you really think that you're going to find your ideal partner, your ideal mate, your ideal woman or man? If you're gay, that's fine. I don't throw shade on no one. How can you possibly think that you are going to be the best partner, the best lover, if you have never experienced anyone else, or if you've not been through enough girls, you can't even please her, right? How can you think that you are going to attract the best possible partner for you? You're not. That's what I'm going to tell you. And until I have experienced all types of women, not just ethnicity, because that sounds really like I'm a bit of a slag. I mean, like, until I've experienced different types of women, whether they play hard to get, whether they're really submissive, whether they're really feminine, whether they're really masculine, until I have sort of dipped my toe in every pool, right? How am I going to know what I like? That's like ordering fish and chips once and eating fish and chips for the rest of your life. You're going to get fucking bored of it, and you're never going to know if you like anything else. You're never going to know if you like the fucking Chinese munchie box, or you like the papaya salad, bit spicy, bit arrogant. You don't know if you like that, because some men will never find out what they truly like, because they will settle too early. They will settle for less than what they deserve. And it's something that I see a lot of young men now like falling victim to. And guess what they have? A life full of regret, a life that they didn't want, a life that they know is not destined for them, because they couldn't be bothered to take a risk. They couldn't be bothered to go against the grain, go against what everyone else is telling them, and that is to settle down, buy an house, have kids, get a fucking dog. Why? Why do you want that? Because everyone else is telling you to do it. Do you really want that? I think you would benefit more from going out there, doing some side quest shit like I'm doing now, talking to you in a fucking car park while someone's in the car watching me, having a right laugh. And, you know, I could get robbed right now, and guess what? It'd probably have been my fault. But what would I have done? I would have still been alive, unless they killed me, and I would be able to live that experience. So then if my future son gets robbed in Thailand, I'll say, well, you probably did this wrong. And he'll go, oh yeah, you're right, I did. And then guess what? It's a lesson learned, because I've lived it. I am teaching a lesson through a lived experience, which is way more important than just giving bullshit advice. Well, you need to zip your pockets up. No, here's what I did wrong, and here's what you should do right next time. I can only find that out when I'm doing this type of shit. You know, living an experience first. And you'll find that you will become a completely different person if you just go out there and lived. Not saying move to Southeast Asia. Whatever living looks like for you, be free. But more importantly for you, my friend, you've got to become a better man before you settle down. And I think you owe it to your future children. You owe it to your future wife. You owe it to them to become a better person first. It is completely selfish of you to settle down too soon. And this is why I cut my last relationship off, wholeheartedly. I love that girl to bits. You know, I've still got an immense amount of love for her because she did nothing wrong. But I was just not the person. I was just not the person who I wanted to become yet. And she understood that. She had no choice. I was gone. Because I'm coming out here and I'm living and I'm building myself up. I'm building my physique up. I'm building my mind up. I'm building my finances up. So I can give my future wife, my future children, the best life possible. And the minute you realise that, the minute you really open your mind to that, you will not want to settle down too soon, and you'll want to go out there and become the best fucking version of you. And that is something that I hold fucking very close to my chest. That is something that I am so fucking passionate about. And I really need you to see that. I really need you to see that it is completely wrong of you to settle down too soon, because you are not the person who you want to be yet, and you know you're not. But you're gonna take what? The easy route? You're gonna settle down because it's fucking easy. Anyone can find a girl one time, pump kids in her, and settle down too soon, because guess what? It's easy. It's more difficult to go out there and actually become a beast of a man, a savage. And the sooner you realise that, the sooner you open your mind, you'll start living authentically. You'll start truly finding out who the fuck you are and what the fuck you want. And I think that is super important, not only to you, but to your future wife, your future kids, your family that you've got now, your future family that you'll have, you know, in 40, 50 years. It is super important to them, not just to you. This is just something that is on the top of my mind right now. Come out for a little side quest on my own. I like the solitude. If you watched the last video, Power of Solitude. And yeah, if that's any sort of advice I can give you to become a better man, is don't fucking settle down too soon. You need to diversify your portfolio in this game of life. You need to go and try some shit, hope it works out, but even if it doesn't, you change your angle, you change your perspective. And trust me, you'll become a whole different person in the process. Do not settle down too soon and then regret not fucking going out there and adventuring, not going out there and trying that business, not going out there and fucking loads of women, if that's what you want to do. Don't settle down and then regret it after. Why don't you just go, not settle down first? Go out, live all that life first, and then settle down when you're a completely different person. You're a complete animal of a man. So that's my 2 pence for the day, my friend. So now I'm gonna go and cut about on the Ducati Honda Click Kawasaki Ninja 165,000 cc's of pure ponage, because at the end of the day I'm just a 24-year-old who's not lived enough life yet, and guess what I'm gonna go do? I'm gonna go and fucking live. And I don't know about you, but I'm not settling down anytime soon, because I'm nowhere near the man that I want to become. You have been a right laugh anyway, and I'm gonna see you in the next video, motherfucker!